I get it, you're staring at the screen of your phone, scrolling through endless best projector lists, and the more you read, the more the decision feels like a gamble. You've probably already imagined a big, bright picture on a wall, but you're also picturing the headaches. A confusing setup, a projector that can't handle a bit of ambient light, or a pricey piece of gear that ends up collecting dust. I was in the same spot last month, trying to figure out whether a true 4K laser projector was worth the splash of cash for my apartment and occasional backyard movie nights. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first pulled the DBOX02 Pro out of the box, the thing that struck me was the built-in gimbal stand that swivels a full 360 degrees. That's not a gimmick. It's the reason I could actually get the projector on a small piece of furniture without building a custom shelf or hunting for a ceiling mount. I set it up on a sturdy coffee table, angled it up to the ceiling, and within a minute the InstanPro AI was scanning the room, detecting the distance, and throwing up a perfectly centered image. No manual keystone correction, no endless menu diving. That automatic calibration saved me a lot of the "why won't this line up?" frustration you hear in countless YouTube tutorials. The real question for most people is whether the picture lives up to the hype when the lights aren't completely off. The DBOX02 Pro pushes 2000 ISO lumens, which translates to a bright, vibrant picture in a dimly lit living room. I tested it with a 15-foot screen projection just about the max 300-inch diagonal the spec mentions, and the red stayed punchy, the blacks held detail thanks to HDR10+, and the overall image stayed crisp even when I left a floor lamp on. In a completely dark room, the 4K laser chip really shines. You get that cinema-level sharpness you'd expect from a dedicated home theater projector, but without the need for a separate laser light source upgrade. For movie buffs who love the extra pixel density and for gamers who need that extra detail when tracking enemies, it's a noticeable upgrade over a typical 1080p DLP unit. Audio is another spot where many projectors fall short. The DBOX02 Pro comes with dual 12-watt Dolby-enhanced speakers. While you still might want a separate sound system for a full-blown home theater experience, the built-in audio surprised me with clear dialogue and enough bass to make a small room feel lively. I streamed a recent action film through the built-in Google TV Hub. Yes, the projector doubles as a streaming stick with access to over 700,000 titles, and the audio synced perfectly with the picture. No lag, no echo. That makes it a solid all-in-one solution for someone who doesn't want to juggle a separate Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. Now, let's talk about the downside that some buyers run into. The laser projector's brightness is impressive for indoor use, but it still struggles in a fully sunlit backyard. I tried setting it up on a patio during late afternoon, and while the image was visible, the colors washed out and the contrast dropped noticeably. If you're planning on regular daytime outdoor screenings, you'll probably need a blackout screen or a shaded area. Otherwise, you'll be fighting the sun more than you're enjoying the movie. Another practical limitation is the built-in stand's weight capacity. The gimbal is sturdy enough for the projector itself, but it's not designed to hold a heavy external speaker stack or a massive screen frame. You'll need to keep the speaker setup modest or mount the projector elsewhere if you want a heavier sound system. Who should hit the buy button? If you're a homeowner or renter with a dedicated media room, a dark living space, or a controlled home theater corner, the DBOX02 Pro gives you a true 4K experience without the cost and maintenance headaches of a traditional lamp projector. Gamers who appreciate low input lag will also benefit. The laser light source provides near-instant on-off response, which translates into smoother gameplay compared to older lamp-based units. The built-in Google TV is a real convenience for people who don't want to tangle with extra hardware. Just plug, power up, and start browsing the streaming catalog. And if you like the idea of occasional backyard movie nights but can arrange for a covered screen, the 300-inch flexibility is a big win. Who might want to skip it? If you live in a bright, open-plan apartment where you can't control ambient light, a higher lumens projector, think 5004, 000 ANSI lumens, would give you a more reliable picture. Also, if you already own a high-end external audio system, you'll quickly outgrow the 12-watt speakers. The built-in audio will feel underpowered, and you'll end up adding a receiver and speakers anyway, which reduces the all-in-one value proposition. Finally, if you're on a tight budget, there are cheaper 1080p options that can still deliver a respectable experience for casual viewing, though they won't have the laser's longevity or the 4K detail.